we are gonna start this video off a little bit different, where I'm just gonna be showing you how I build up one nail. I have already finished doing all of these filing and shaping and getting the product on. So now I'm just going to just show you one nail just to save us a little bit of time. So I'm actually gonna start off by just filing this nail down. We definitely need to get this tab off of here. So I'm gonna file that down, the tab, and then I like to go all the way across. All the way across. And just get a nice even plane here. And then I'm gonna place that back on, and then I will use my drill to file down the tops of the nails here really quick. Now just have it on a really low speed. All right, so now that we have the nail filed down, we are ready to go ahead and start adding product. Now, today we are going to be using a different kind of product to build up the nail for us. As I'm going through my nail kit, I stumble upon something that says Acrygel. Now, if you have been watching my videos, you know that I use acrylic with gel. I've used that before. I've used it to make icing, icing decorations on the nails. I have also used it to make like a full set. I think it was like a really sparkly set. But anyway, it was a custom mix. Anyway, I have used something like that before, but I do not have a product. This is the only product in my kit that is considered an acrylic gel, and it's already made that way. And I really like this gel, I really do. So you will probably see me using that quite a lot for my press-ons in the future. So yeah, just be on the lookout for it. But anyway, I have my, and y'all don't pay attention to the container, okay? But this has just got alcohol and acetone in it. You can use just alcohol as your slip solution, which is probably the best way to go. But I already have this mixed here, and I just have a paper towel over the little spot where the alcohol and acetone comes out. And that is because when I push down, because you'll need this as your slip solution. So when I push down, it gives me just enough alcohol without being too much. I don't know if you could see that, but see, it gives me just the right consistency, because you don't want to have too much alcohol on your brush when you are spreading the product out. So I have that. This is the kind of gel brush that I'm using. There is no number on this brush. I don't even know where it came from, but I thought it was really cute. It's probably something I picked up on Shein a few years ago, but I have never used these brushes before, and I thought they were really cute, and this one I feel would work best for what we're doing. So I decided to go with her, and I'm just going to pick out a little bit of this acrylic gel from my jar. So I've got the acrylic gel here, and I'm just going to place it just like that on the nail. Using a nail tool, you definitely don't want to go in with your brush to pick it up because of the consistency. So anyway, I'm gonna tap the brush, get it nice and wet, and then I'm just going to pat down the product all over the nail. I'm gonna try to make sure it's thinner on the edges of the nail, and also towards the cuticle area, and also towards the tip of the nail as well. But that's the first thing you want to do, is just flatten it out. and you will have to wet up your brush a few times in between. I'll show you what happens when it's not wet enough. See that? See how it's pulling? It's not wet enough, so we got to get a little bit more. And now look. Right, so pat a little bit. Make sure you're taking in those sides. And the reason that I put that paper towel there is because it's gonna hold on to a little bit of that alcohol so that I don't have to keep pushing down. You see how the alcohol acetone mix is just gathered up here? So it's gonna be a lot easier for me to just tap my brush on the paper towel and continue doing what I'm doing. And I think this is a perfect option for when you are doing long nails, because you need products with a lot of good security, and there's no better nail security than acrylic. I don't care what you say. No better security. I also like the way this product files. So yeah, I really like it. So I wet the brush up again and I just smooth it. It's very closely related to polygel, but it's just not as messy. It's not as sticky and messy as polygel is. So that's great. Right, get nice and smooth. And then we'll wet her up again and take it to the top. And don't worry if you grab too much, you can just take it off and put it right back in the jar and nothing happens. It just meshes with all the, the other Acrygel that's already in the jar. So I do love that as well. Don't feel like you're wasting product. Just remember to keep your brush wet. If I have any rule, I think that would be it. Just keep your brush wet. But yeah, this is my first time working with this product. Now, I have already finished the other 5 nails. I usually do that first. I'll do the nails because you guys know I don't use like photo reference, so it all just comes from my head, and sometimes that process is a little long. So I go ahead and make the first set first, and then I replicate it on video for you guys. And then you take off your excess, boom, and then you pop it back in the jar. I know I don't have the jar in frame, but there's not really a lot of room here. So get a little bit more, smooth it over the top, take off your excess, and there you go. And it looks good on the sides. Looks really nice and flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this under my lamp for 60 seconds, and then I'll be back to show you the filing. Okay, so I have let this nail cure for 60 seconds. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it looked like. I am going to file off camera. I'm gonna hand file these. For some reason, I really like hand filing my long nails. But I'm going to be using a 100-180 grit nail file, and then I am going to buff the nails, And then when I come back, we are gonna go ahead and start with the design. So stay tuned. I'm back, and this is what the nail looks like after it has been filed and buffed. I know it looks a little rough, but yeah, that's how it's looking. Look at the sides. Everything's looking good. Okay, so here she is with all her sisters. And now I'm just going to do a little cleanup with some alcohol, and then I'll start with the colors. Okay, so these are the colors we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using this green and also this pink. My green cream polish. It looks a lot more electric than it really is. Wow, that looks like really green, but it's not really that green. And then this pink. Let me see what that looks like on camera. And then this one looks darker than it really is. I don't know. It's the camera is picking it up weird, but these are the two colors we will be using. So I'm just gonna take the nails that are gonna take green and just take a little bit of that polish. And I'm gonna start from the middle of the nail. Y'all know how to paint a nail. Just go down. And then that's the first coat. It looks so bright. Like even the last video I did where I was doing my organization, when I was doing the editing, I noticed that my fingers looked a lot darker than they actually are. I was like, what is that? I had to look down at my fingers. And I was like, oh, I guess that's just the light on the camera, because they do not look like that. So yeah, that was something I recently discovered. And I really don't ever pay attention to it because usually I'm wearing gloves when I'm doing my videos, or if I'm doing like a makeup video, I'm far away from the camera. And also I'm using different lights when I do my makeup videos. The little I've done, right? But I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, so we got that one. And then the last nail that's gonna be fully green is the thumb. And I'm going to paint that and then come right back with the pinks. All right, so now I'm gonna start with the pinks. I did go ahead and get those green nails under the lamp, and I've got them going for 60 seconds. And it'll be the same thing for the pink nails as well. And then I'm just gonna put 2 coats of polish on. I'm going to put the second coat on off camera because I don't want this video to run too long. So yeah, I'll just do 1 coat on camera with you all and then do the second off camera like I usually do, unless I'm doing like something extra or different with the second coat, which I will not be doing. So I don't think that's necessary. And girl, I can't be sitting up editing these videos like crazy. I have to work. I am working like a little workhorse, honey, like in my real life, to the point where my nails and content is kind of taking a back seat. And I do not like that. I am gonna go ahead and place these under the lamp for 60 seconds, and then I'll do my second coat, and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys what I'm gonna do next after everything's been coated twice. Okay, so we've coated everything twice, and now everything's all cured and ready to go. So I'm gonna take my alcohol one more time, a little alcohol pad, and wipe down the tops of our nails because I'm going to have to mat them down. Now this one is going to be okay, but everything else I am going to be putting matte polish on. So I'm just going to kind of wipe these down. I usually just like to do this when I'm doing matte nails or any matte areas. I don't think it's necessary. It's just something I like to do. Uh-oh, I wasn't even in frame. Anyway, I wiped them down in case you missed. And now I'm just gonna pop on some matte polish, and then I am going to cure these for 60 seconds after I do that. And this is not a special matte polish. Like I told you guys, I am just going through my nail stuff and condensing and using up things that are opened and need to be used up and thrown out before I leave, you know. So this is just a matte nail polish that I found while I was doing that. I hate how small this little thing is. The top, I guess it came with a polish kit that I got probably from Amazon or somewhere. It's not that, you know, it's not that serious. Just a cute little matte top coat. All right, so now that we've got that matte top coat on the nails, I'm gonna go ahead and set these under the lamp for 60 seconds, and then we will be right back. All right, so everything is nice and matte. So now we are just gonna go in with designs. So I've got my little, what would you call this? My little ombre sponge thingy. And then I have some green gel polish here that I'm just gonna put on my plate. Just a little bit. We're not gonna need a lot. So just a little bit. I'm gonna do a little green, I'm gonna do a little green patch over here, a little aura patch. And then I'll do the same thing down here diagonally. And you know, the first layer, you kind of want to spread it out just a little bit. And then the second layer, you can go in a little bit more. And then here, we're just gonna do the simple aura design, going straight down the nail. Nothing special. Make sure you get those edges popping out. Okay, so now I'm going to do my Frenchie and also this other little design that I'm gonna put on this nail. So I'm just gonna take this green polish from before and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of base coat just to thin it out a little bit and make it more malleable for what I need to do. See how it's just thinned it out just a little bit? It's not as creamy anymore. Put a little bit more of that green. Now I'm going to take my 20 millimeter liner brush and go ahead with my Frenchies. This is my first time doing this without a guide because we're gonna do a different kind of Frenchie. Okay, so we've got that. And then I'm gonna try to do an upside down Frenchie. Because I like that little design, but I've never tried it. So let's just see. Okay, this might work. It might work. Okay, girls, so I ended up getting on the phone, so I'm gonna voice over a few little sections of this video. So as you can see here, I'm just filling in the double Frenchie with that green color. And then when I was done doing that, I just set these under the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. And after I finished the first coat, I did go ahead and cure it for another 60 seconds with a second coat, but you'll see what that looks like in another clip. And then while I had the double French curing under my lamp, I took a little bit of this green mirror powder, and then I just took a dense brush and I dipped that brush into that mirror powder and just patted it on top of that ombre dark green that we have there. It's still wet. And so I was just able to put that green powder right on top of that inhibition layer, and it worked perfectly. And then I just brushed off the excess with my little nail brush and moved on to our two Frenchies. I know I did not show you me doing the Frenchie on the pinky nail, but she's pretty simple, so I just decided to leave that out. So here what you see me doing is just placing on some top coat on top of all the little lime green line work and painting that I've done. And then I place these under the lamp to cure for 60 seconds before taking it back out so that we can go ahead and do our chrome on top. Then once I got that little green chrome on top of that green polish, I brushed the nails off, and now we're moving on. Okay, so here are the nails cured. Everything's all cured, so I'm gonna move on to my next step, which is little glitter here that I've mixed with some base coat to make a glitter polish. And I'm just going to add this in the chrome areas. Pick up my little glitter pieces. And just want to make sure they're nice and flat. And then we move down here and do the same thing. And you want a good amount of gel, not too much, just enough to encapsulate these thick glitters a little bit before we top coat this. And then that's it. Then we'll take this nail. Notice I'm not really too crazy about the that mirror. It's just really supposed to be a backdrop. It's not supposed to be that deep. So that's why it doesn't look perfect. I just wanted that kind of dark green aura in the background. That's pretty much it. All right, so I'm just moving the glitter about till it looks about the way I want it. And I think that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that under the lamp for 60 seconds, and then we will be right back. Okay, so while those nails are curing, I'm gonna go ahead and work on these other nails here real quick. Just gonna take a small liner brush, 4 millimeter, Just get a little bit of rhinestone gel, and then we're gonna work that all the way up the nail. Go ahead and add my stones. So I'll go with this green one first. And then I'll take these right here. And that's it for that one. Very, very simple. Literally don't need any brain cells to do that. Okay, that looks good. Into my lamp for 60 seconds. And while we're working on stones, we've got some stones that are gonna go on these, so I'm gonna just leave them out. We'll start with the angel. And then we'll put on our cutesy little angel. Yeah, that definitely needs more glitter. Girl, what were you thinking? You can barely see it. Okay, we got our little angel or Cupid sitting here. And I'm gonna go ahead and place that under the lamp for 60 seconds as well. I have to get a lot of this gel because it's gonna be a big one. Really, really big one. That is going to need a lot of security. So I'm just going to flatten that out the best way I can. Then just take this heavy stone and place that on the nail. And it literally stays put because the gel is so thick, so we love that. I'm gonna get some more gel here for our other little stones we're gonna be adding. So I'm gonna take this gold ball here. And then these little gold pieces. And you've got that one. And then there you go. Place that under the lamp for 60, and then I'll move on to my other nail. So this one is gonna be really easy. We're just gonna start off with some green rhinestones. So just take my dotting tool and just place little dots around the nail. And then I'll just use that same tool to pick up my little green stones. And then I'm gonna set these under the lamp for 60 as well. All right, so we have these last two nails that we are working on. I did want to acknowledge that I secured around all my stones off camera, and even the little angel here, and then I added just a little bit more glitter there. But yeah, all that is done. And so now we are gonna move on to the last two nails. A little bit of glue right in there. And then I'm gonna take this pretty green stone here. Let me see. And just pop it right in the middle. And then I'll set that under the lamp for 60 seconds. And last but not least, I have some little gold caviar beads here. And we're gonna finish off the design on this nail. I did add another rhinestone off camera. So now I'm just gonna take the small end of my dotting tool, take a little bit of the glue gel, and then place 4 little dots outside or around the green stone we have here. And I'm just gonna do that for all the nails. All the rhinestones. These will not have 4 going all the way around, the ones that are close to the smile line, but these 3 will. So now I just take my caviar beads and I'm just picking it up with that same dotting tool. And then over here, I'll do 1, 2. And then that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and set that under the lamp to set for 60 seconds. All right, babe, so these are the finished nails here. I did top coat off camera. I do apologize for that. But I thank you all so much for tuning in and watching this video today. These nails are currently available to be purchased. So if you're interested in purchasing these nails, you can go right ahead and click the link in my bio to my business Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.